Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On today's Sunday night, it's my second episode of the Late Night Show. And the topic, as you guys all know, it's love, affection, and faith. So, to be honest, this is something that I am, usually when we talk about different topics, you do research and I'm prepared. We picked this topic because anybody can talk about it, and it's a most humanly felt um, relationship. So, to discuss more about that, I have invited the panelists from around the world. So, thank you, guys, for joining me tonight.
Thank you,
So,
Amber. Yes.
Thank you, Amber.
thank you, very welcome. So, first, I'm going to introduce Sharmina Haq, which she by profession is a physician. But tonight, what are you? I'm going to leave it on you to introduce us. What are you today, and how you are introducing us as?
Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, by profession, I am a physician, but most important thing is that I'm also a human being. So for this topic, anybody can speak up. And yes, this topic is also a little bit related with my profession as well. So we will come in this discussion afterwards.
Awesome. And the second person I'm going to be introducing is Adnan Jahangir, and he's from Canada, and he's actually a CEO of ZAR Technical Industries. But today at this panel, what are you, Mr. Adnan?
Uh, Nice to say, everyone. Hi, my name is Adnan. I've been all around the world. I learned from my mistakes, my pain, my healing, everything. We are just human being in the end. And most important feeling is the love feeling that I felt, and it's always the one that stays always pure. And there we go.
Awesome. So I myself is very excited to talk about this, especially as you have mentioned, Mr. Adnan. Love is a feeling, healing, and learning as we go. So let's just dig into that and start from there. So what do you want to share? Why do you think that love is a feeling, and at the same time it's pain, and at the same time it's healing? As a physician, Charmaine, in medical science, it's healing is on the other side and pain is on the other side. They don't meet together. We give medication to cure the other. So here, in when we talk about, it's completely different. You're talking both at the same time. So please let us know.
Who's gonna start? Me? Okay. I
But
feel like
you
there.
can start first.
Well, you're the doctor, so I need a lot of physical healing affected by the love and emotion and everything. But anyway, the life is very strange. You start and you have no idea, and love can be in many different forms. Of course, we got love within our own relatives, brothers and sisters, and mothers and fathers and grandparents. The real love that you really feel, where it really affects you from emotionally within your heart, where blood pressure can shoot up or down or different ways, that's the kind of love I'm talking about. First feeling, the jittery feeling in your stomach or whatever, it started in my teen years, and then where I couldn't help. You just wonder what are the ways I can achieve that. You grow up and then you learn the game, and then you go and then you learn and you fail. And then you see a doctor. That's after a while. But anyway, love could be very, very beneficial, but it could be a very, very dangerous if it goes in an extreme form. I have seen the experiences of life, and my advice: follow the rhythm and see whatever comes from the other side. Of course, love is an act of sacrifice. That is my advice. So you do not get anything in return expecting from the other half. That is the pure love. But as the society goes by, we're thinking, oh, I love her 50%, she has to love me 50% back. This is how the society has evolved into. But in reality, that in our literature and in many forms of stories, love is basically a sacrifice for each other. And that is what I learned in the end. You learn and you help and then you let it go and your love stays inside you. It can evolve. You grow up in time, and that's what it is.
Oh, it sounds like a very hard game.
I've been through hard experiences, traveled a lot just for love, traveled so many thousands of miles and seeking other different cultures, even to the point where you learn different languages. And then you adopt even their culture and you learn their culture and their emotional values within the feelings of the love. So it's been a very learning experience at the same time. It teaches you so many things about emotion and the people, and it could be beneficial if you can tolerate all the ups and downs. And it teaches a lot. It grows you into a better human being if you acknowledge it properly. You don't acknowledge it, you can go cuckoo or like Majnu. Yeah, that's the other extreme. People lose their control and they can go to into areas which are very dark and God forbid doesn't happen to people. That's where we need Miss Sharmina's help. You know,
So, Shamina,
there was times I had like, oh my God, my heart is not feeling good. I need, or,
let's
or
hear
my
from you.
pulse is like pulsating too much. I think I'm thinking too much. I need a doctor.
Let's hear from
And
you, Shamina. What do you think? Mr. Adnan gives a very energetic intro.
Yes, actually, love, you can't define what it is because when a baby is born, you start that time, love vice versa between a parents and a child. That love is different, that love is pure. And then as you grow up, you go through different stages of life, different ages as life, as Adnan say, then you fall in a different type of loves. Love for your, can be a boyfriend or a girlfriend, doesn't mean that anything will happen in future, but those heartbeat coming out, you feeling somebody or you think that it's a love at first sight, but you have to also respect the other person's feeling, what are they also thinking. So these different type of love is actually interesting and how to speak up. So actually, yes, the parents' love between a child and a parents is totally a different thing. Nobody can, discuss about it. This have to be this much or that much. It's in like something universal that every parents will love their child. Then after that also comes the siblings. Siblings love is also different at different stages, but a life partner choosing a boyfriend and a girlfriend or a husband and wife, that love is really different. So sometimes the boy's heart goes pumping, sometimes the girl's heart also goes pumping. Oh, look, he's so handsome, he's so this and he's so that. So you go through those stages of life and you enjoy them, those feelings. And you have to respect the other person if they are also feeling in the same way. And when it comes in the same way, Adnan, what you say, it's something different. You can do whatever they want for you. So that's a
yeah,
different type of love. And this pure love, and actually this love goes as you grow with ages. These love also grow into affection, dependency sometimes, that you can't stay with that you can't stay without a single second with that person. So
exactly.
this love actually turns to an affection, and that is the more important thing when you start having that affection for that person and the faith in that person. So that's the more important thing.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we're gonna take some comments, from our audience. We have Iqbal Chaudhry. He is from Narayanganj watching. Then we have Migali saying welcome. Then we have Tanu, and he's saying I'm from Dhaka. Thank you guys for watching from all different places. We have Umbreen, and she's saying hello. How are you, everyone? We are doing very well, and she's also saying your topic is really good. And the next person we have is Nesha, and he's saying hi, or she's saying hi. So thank you guys for watching. This is the beauty of this platform, that as we talk about love, people are joining from all around the world, from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Canada, and this is something that I believe that everybody can talk about. uh, you know uh, you don't need a degree in to talk about. But at the same time, I do want to come on this, that sometimes people think, and I heard that you can live without love in life. It's not necessary. Some people believe in that. If you have money, if you have power, and if you have position, you can buy love. What do you guys think? So, Adnan, we will start from you.
I don't think so. In my personal opinion, the love you can buy, that's not really a love. That's just a temporary emotional or physical requirement, in my personal opinion. Uh, you cannot replace love. For love, we go thousands of miles. For something like you can buy, you don't really care. All you care about is just that temporary emotional requirement, like as I said, for the time being. But the real love that grows into a time where you get like older and older, and when you're not that handsome or she's not that pretty in time, you do take care of each other.
Mhm,
And I've seen that in many examples of my parents. They got old and they took care of each other. I've
mhm,
seen the most beautiful couple, and they have gone through some medical deterioration in their body, and she's taking care of him or he's taking care of her.
mhm.
I've seen a lot of people, and it's the only the love that took care of this thing. It's not the things you can buy. Had you been bought something like that, it would have been over right away.
Okay. Okay. So, Sharmina, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, actually, love. It's a natural necessity, I will say, for every human being. Everybody wants to be loved, so you can't help without it. And also, no money can buy love, because it have to come from inside of yourself. You have to feel for it. If you buy it with money or buy love, actually it will not be pure. It will be something for you are in return for it. But love have to be very pure, and it will grow with ages. As I say also earlier, it will grow with ages in different stage of life. When we are in our sweet 16, that time of love is a little bit different. So when you grow older with ages, the love comes into affection, dependency. You can't stay without. And also, when you are start the love at your sweet 16, you look different, you look vibrant that time, you're young, you have a young looking face. But when you grow older, you lose that beauty. We grow, everybody according to age, we grow gracefully. But the person, if he or she loves you, they will stick whatever you are. So that is love. And if you want to buy love, you can just buy it, but it will not come from inside. It will be just an artificial thing.
Okay. Very well said. We are taking actually questions from our audience. Breen Sadia is asking, my question with both of you, really love with husband and wife and girlfriend and boyfriend. So I think what she's trying to say that is the real love is the love that you have as a boyfriend and girlfriend, not necessarily you get to marry each other. So I guess that's what she's trying to ask. And the second question we have is from Amir Hamza, and the question is, do you have to look beautiful to keep the love alive? So let's take it from you, Sharmina, because you just spoke about it a little bit.
If a person loves you, he or she will accept you as you are. It doesn't have to be that you have to be beautiful, you have to look like Miss World or Mr. World or like this. You have to be what you are. So if a person truly love you, he or she will accept you as you are. There there are so many examples, I've seen in my life also. The other person have some disability, but the other person is totally normal, but they're still in pure love. So that is actually love. They're not counting what disability you have, or what concern you have on your face or your hair, or your in your body. It have to come inside. If you point out that no, he or she have to look like this, he or she have to be like this, then it's actually not love. It's not you liking, you having a love, pure love for that person. It's you want that person to build up by yourself, and then you will love it. So no, then it's not a love, I will say. Accept. If you love anybody, you have to accept with everything that person is as natural, what has God gifted that person with.
Absolutely.
So that is actually a pure love. And boyfriend girlfriend doesn't matter, because as I said earlier, when we are in our sweet 16s, then we are in our fantasy world. That time love is different. Sometimes when you grow with that person, middle of the the journey, you think no, it's not catching up with our mindset. We are growing, we're having a different mindset. So if you love that person truly, if you don't having a mental peace, you're not having the same mental development, you can keep apart. Then the relationship will also be good, and you can still respect that person, because in love you also have to respect the other person feeling as well. What you say, Adnan?
I do agree with you. Yeah, in love, you gotta respect and agree with the other one. This is where the learning time comes when, for example, we have to learn on each other's background and you learn in time. And if it happens to be from a different culture, takes even longer to learn the level of how to control, to express each other.
How to
I'm sure you guys understand what I mean by that. Like each culture, if you're from a South Asian culture, the volume and the expression is different. If you're from a one culture to completely a different culture, you really got to learn from the other culture and how to address that. It becomes a completely a whole different process before we reach to that level where everything could be in one line. And I guess that's what I meant by that. And as long as legal binding contract like marriage or anything else, it doesn't really matter, in my personal opinion. Love is love. It's pure love. You could love someone and she could be gone and got married to someone else. And you're here, you're spending your whole life now searching for it. And you try to replace it by someone to other one and you can't find it. Whether you can have the most beautiful woman, but it doesn't matter, or a most handsome guy. But the love that was connected to with someone, it always stays at that level. And this is exactly where it defines why love has to be so pure and real. This is the question again lines to that. We can't buy love. There
So I
you go.
want to ask this question, Mr. Adnan, because you have twice brought that up, and it's really before we go to
Ah,
questions to our audience, you really, it looks like very you have gone through a lot of what do we say, tapasya, for, for love,
Tapasya or Devdas or something. There, Devdas levels comes all the time,
correct? And
but
if you don't have,
Tapasya is always there.
yeah, and at the end, if you don't have the person, you still keep on loving. It's like an
Exactly.
unconditional non-deposit bank. The other person is always have the power over you, and you're always in loss. I'm sorry that I'm sounding like that, but that's how it sounds like.
It is in reality. If it purely talk about emotionally, it does stays inside you. It's just buried,
Okay.
and you have moved on, and you have your other family. Now, in some very rare cases, you do develop a love from the another person too, because they are also putting an effort. If they love you endlessly and with more effort, you learn to love another one. But just happen. if you happen to have both person in front of you, this is where the real test comes. The love for that person and the love that currently is in front of you. That could be very difficult to measure. This where a question comes in Islam. I don't know. Maybe Islam is a good religion in that way, or whatever people can think of, that it allows you to marry several marriages.
Okay.
We never thought about
Yes,
that.
what happens is, yeah, because love doesn't mean that taking a control of power on that person. It's just
Mhm.
respecting
Exactly.
that person. You have to be vice versa. You have to
Yeah.
be, you have to care for each other. Only one person can't say that I will take control on that person. I will say whatever, and that person have to do whatever I say. That's not love. That's not love.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take some other comments here. Ambreen Haq is saying, oh, I'm looking pretty. Thank you. Amir Hamza is saying, very true. Agree with the answer. Great points. Mr. Ejaz Qureshi, Canada Wala, he was actually last week. Him and Sadia were on our last show. They were the first people that I butchered for love topic. And he's saying, Assalamu alaikum. It looks like hugs are in majority tonight. From his show they didn't had so many loves hanging. That's, I guess, Amir Hamza is saying culture is different, language can be challenged, but not to stop love if it's genuine.
Of
True.
course.
Yeah. And there's another question that Amir Hamza is asking. Desi mothers and aunties do not want the modern love. They want their children to marry Desi partners, um, find love somehow. So a very good point, actually, Mr. Amir Hamza. What do you guys think of that? Because at that point, mothers don't care about if you're finding love or not. It's what is important to me. So we are switching from love, affection, and then faith. So I know we talked about love. I'm going to take this question of Amir Hamza. Sharmina, I'm going to start with you because it's moving to the right direction of our show. How our parents can control. Um, Go ahead.
You know what? When we grow abroad, we say that our kids have to get in love with a desi. Huh. That
Mhm.
actually, then the parents are also pushing love. What is love? I love my kids. I have an affection for my kid. I have to give them freedom as well, what they are thinking. But when we grew up at home, also, there are different faith. What is it? You yourself have to know what is faith. What do you think about faith? Faith means that we are Muslim. There are faiths in Hinduism, Christianism, Baha'is, Sheikhs. So that is faith. That is faith. So you have your faith first. You teach your kid, because in each religion, in each different type of faiths, they teach one thing, that is one person is up there. You have faith in that. If you truly have faith in your respective religion, then you can only teach your kids as well, because what Quran says, I'm a Muslim, what Quran says is that you love your kid, yes, but you also have to teach the proper way. So when a kid grow, they grow from home. The first learning point is at your own house. So if you teach them, they will have that mindset, and they will have their faith also. They will know what is the faith. And then when a kid is grown up, they have their also personal choice. So if you start the first education of faith at home properly, you don't have to worry about it. But if a kid gets in a different, not a desi person, respect respect that person, because that person is also from a different faith. You have to respect that, that feeling of your kid and that other person. And actually, I believe is, if a person is a very good human being from a very good inside heart, and if they love each other, they can grow also very good nicely, rather than having, different problems in a married life or in, in the relationship. So what you want some difficulties, they're not happy and go through life with those, tension inside, or you want them to be happy together. So first, if you have a good, education at house about their faith and love, you don't have to worry about it. What I believe, actually.
Well, what you believe, I wish all the other mother-in-laws in this world of Desi atmosphere believe in the same way too. So, Adnan,
Because
your
we have
comment.
to respect each, respect each faith. What Quran teaches, that respect everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You have to have a respect in each and everybody. That's what we learn, isn't it? So there are
Yeah,
different faiths, and they also learn the same thing. No, no type of religion person says come and do this and that, don't do that and that. It's in a relationship, in love, everybody teach is love. Love for the whole world, love for a human being, love for even any kind of animals. Love, not kill them, isn't it?
yes, you're absolutely right about this, that every religion teaches love and no religion teaches any wrong message. And actually, us being Muslims, our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a true example of love. If you think about it, marrying an older woman is sunnah, started with him. Marrying a widow is a sunnah, started with him. Marrying somebody to establish that person, to help them out psychologically, and you not living with them physically. There's so many there. Safia, he never touched the woman, and he just married to her because it was, in those days people go through fights and the husband dies and the widow would be left behind. He married her for that reason. There was another which was like 60 years old. So he did so many things for love. I think he was the biggest lover of lifetime. Every message he gave was of love. In the mosque, he was used to stand, and younger kids used to come. He used to take his hand and kiss them, and he used to say, "This is how we welcome our new generation." So in every act he showed love, even while at the wars when he used to, they fighting with his opponent, he never hit them from the back. And when the fight is happening, he used to follow the certain rules, so he's killing with love. So
My personal opinion, I do agree with your lot of points, but love doesn't have any religion. It's universal. It's existing in every single place. And doesn't matter what religion do you belong to. The love is the one uniting connection from one religion to the other. And that is where it actually heals and develops a respect and understanding of each other. When the example you mentioned about our South Asian mothers, when I came first time to the United States to study, and I met a lot of people, and you do meet people, and then during the course of time you develop people and you meet them and see you fall in love and you see what are the things that are emerging from there and then you start learning so many things because you are actually in that state of mind where you're loving that one person and you're not thinking about uh, let's just say there are walls that are standing when we are not connected to each other. Love is one emotion that genuinely connects with the other person. It doesn't discriminate what religion you are or you're not. So I would suggest actually to begin with everything, love is the one of the most important element in life, which connects all different religions, all different prophets, like you mentioned, Prophet Muhammad, Jesus Christ, or Moses, or even Joseph or Yusuf alayhi salam. Love was the one that connected and evolved them to a better person. And the stories came forward in the love and left an example behind there. And we are just normal human beings. And everything stayed the same throughout the course of history, of beginning of time until now. is the love.
Very well said. So I'm going to take the next question from Mr. Amir Hamza. He's saying that how can we identify when love is not true from the other side? Very good question. How can we identify when love is not true from the other side?
And there is some kind of a gain, personal gain, or there is no sacrifice and giving up something for the one you really care about, and utmost selfishness. And that's it.
Okay.
That's from personal experience.
So in other words, it looks like that you have to sacrifice. Yeah.
Love means sacrifice. You're not expecting from someone else to give something in return. That is how you know you're loving someone purely. Even if you lose the person, they move on, but you are really loving that person. And that is how the pure love is defined.
Okay. Sharmina, what do you think?
Exactly, and then you're right. It's only one plus one can make two. So if you're only
Exactly.
one and the other one is not playing right, then you can't make a two. So
Yeah.
when we even do a simple math, one plus one is only two. One plus two is never two. So
Yeah.
you always, if you have to minus and you have to make a one, then you from two you have to make a minus, then make it one. So in a
So,
relationship, if you want to have a true love, it have to be vice versa. It's not only one person will be doing whatever they want to do and the other person will have to only accept that. No, that's not love. It have to be a sacrifice. Sometimes it might be that I simple thing that I don't like always like desi food. I sometimes want to have some Chinese or a Thai or try different cuisines.
exactly.
So if that person insists, no, I like this, I will have only this. You also have to try and you have to like this. That is not love. It's a very basic thing which happens in each and everybody's house. You have to, give up a sacrifice, and that sacrifice not meaning that, oh, I'm going to sacrifice whole my life for that person. No, you will sacrifice only where there's respect of your sacrifice. That is true love.
Okay. I'm really glad that you said that, Sharmina, and put it in that way that, love is sacrifice and it can only go when the other person is respecting, because very quickly at times that initial love can turn into something else when it's not, respect. And that's where, violences comes in. And I know by then still there's no love. But I have seen that because I'm speaking from my own profession, and we see that people who are so much in love with each other, they are like ready to die for each other. And later on down in the life, things goes in a different way. It becomes very brutal, and the person gets hurt, and then they go back again to that person. They're, the pattern of abuse, and the person still goes back to that. So to me, that's where I have problem with this all love thing. That why does it make you so blind even after time has gone and you see this person is kind of using me, and controlling me, but you're still so blinded and you're still stuck at that one spot, that this is love. To me, it's not love anymore, but many people disagree, because they said the chemical balance is still love. It changed from love to hate, but you still have that um, love towards each other. What do
No,
you?
I believe that is obsession. It's not love. When it reaches to the point of abuse to each other, it's not love anymore. It's gone points of obsession. And uh, to begin with, that means the love was not really real, pure. It was a temporary phase, but it's evolved into, in reality, it comes to obsession then. And you're attracted to that person not for the reason that you really care about that person. You're attracted to that person, or you're spending the life, like I said, for your personal requirement. It could be inner uh, self desire of power, or owning someone, which is a big problem in our society. That, oh, she is my wife. or she'll do exactly the way I say it. It's not really love. It's control, unfortunately. When you love someone, you don't do that. You really give them an option of sharing with each other. This is where the term comes, like Dr. Sharmina said, one and one. In my personal, my terminology is my other half. So if you lose the other half, you're really like a half. And this is where it comes. Pure love would not never have any kind of that kind of attitude or behavior at the end of your life. It'll develop into a more understanding where you can read with each other's eyes. You don't even need to say anything. But when it's coming to abuse and anger and power, that's not really love. I don't believe in that.
Sharmina?
Yeah, actually, when you grow with ages and everything, especially the women, they think that he doesn't love me anymore. We are losing somewhere, but actually, these are all mindset. As I said earlier, beauty doesn't stay longer. It's only the beauty of your heart stays forever. So you have to respect that, not the only the external beauty. So as a woman also grows, she also loses her beauty. It's not that the men grows and they become more handsome and handsome. No, they also grow older. They also lose their beauty. So what we expect when we are in the early ages, we bring a flower, or you give some gifts, take go away somewhere, have nice dinners and this and that. You can spend much more time together. But when you grow older, for your profession, for your lifestyle, you can't give that much time for the kids. Also, you develop also side by side with love and affection, whatever the life is going, but you also develop more and more responsibilities. So you focus more on the responsibilities than the love and affection, what we used to do in our early ages. So you have to make a balance. As we grow, as our responsibilities also grow, we have to make a balance. We have to find some little bit space for each other where we can share our feelings, how we are feeling. Because as I am an individual, the other person is also individual. So when you get into more responsibilities of life, you also your mental setup also gets changes, and you don't have any control on it. So if you love somebody, try to understand the mental thinking as well. Then we can also grow together. We will not be in doubt of mind that does he love me, does she love me. It won't come. So with love, as we grow, we have to show also respect to each other, give space to each other, share the responsibilities. Then you can build up more love, more affection.
Okay. So let's talk about different kind of love. I know, Adnan, you said that the real love is that kind of love, which is, you sacrifice, and even if you don't find the person, you still keep loving that person. Even if that person is living with your enemy, you still love and wish them all the best. This sounds very, very difficult job, and you keep praying for that person. And even if you don't have it, difficult kind of things. So I'm actually going to take a question here from Mr. Devdas. He was on our last show, and he considered himself the universal lover, and he claims on it. So he said, Amberji, very true. Is I actually can't. I'm having a hard time reading his long comment. Mr. Devdas, if you can just ask the question in a shorter version so we can read it. Um, so where I was coming as love is, let's talk about other kind of love, because there is love of a mother with a child. There's love of God. Those are pure loves too. What do you guys think? Or we are still thinking that no, they are.
Love of God, in my personal opinion, is more like there's a term called darwish, as you guys know, in our or mystic leaders or mystic follower. And you probably notice in our stories there are a lot of people, they go far off places to do like with the beads and zikr. and sitting there in the pure forms of love. That does exist for a lot of people because for that person, that is all that it is. He doesn't have any emotional love with a person to person. He could be very kind to the people, but his love has gone all the way spiritually with God. And that's all the state of mind with for certain people. I've been to, let's just say, some places in North Africa, like Morocco and Algeria, in the mountains. I've seen some people, they have little tomb, or in our India, Pakistan, they have people like their wishes. They have little tomb, and they stay, and they literally have that much strength that they can survive there and spend their whole life doing the zikr or praying to the God. But this is that form of the love. Love, it can overcome a lot of things. It can give you a lot of strength to survive in a very, very hostile environment. We can't even live as a normal person when you go there. I've seen it, and I'll say, mashallah, it's good for them. Uh, but that love is geared towards only one purpose for the zikr of God, or praying, or spiritual or enlightenment of Buddha. That is love for him to achieve enlightenment. Same as our religion in Islam. As you realize, Prophet Muhammad had an absolute love for God and he went to Ghar Hira. This is before everything started. He went to the cave Hira, and he used to meditate there and do the same thing. And then where he reached his enlightenment by the angel Jibril. So it's in a similar category. In love, there are some people they go crazy for love too. They become sannyasi, or they see, like in our desi terminology. I'm making a little lighter the conversation. That also happens with some people. They fall in love so crazy, they lose themselves, and that is their irony, and that's where they exist.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So I actually, Sharmina, I don't know if it's going to help you or not. The question which Mr. Devdas said that, which is exactly, Adnan, what you were trying. He said that true love is ajib, ancient Greek ideas of love. The highest form of love is the love of an ideal, meaning the love of God or the love of humanity. In love, the true love, the heart must sing. तो मेरे uh, तुझ में रब दिखता है. So this is what he's saying, that now where he's taking this conversation is even in God, you are seeing that true love. So Sharmina.
This is where it turns kufr, actually. You see, Sharmila, you can tell her. That's where they say all this, too much love can turn into kufr.
Okay, so that's what we're supposed to do. So it's go ahead, Sharmina.
तुझ में रब दिखता है. Yeah, तुझ में रब दिखता है is very filmy. What to say about it? Yeah, love is also a very ajib thing. Sometimes you're spending life together, even 25 years, 30 years, or you don't feel that is satisfaction. So obviously that is not love. So it depends actually from person to person. Very difficult to answer. तुझमें रब दिखता है. It's a bit, tapasya, what you said earlier.
Mhm,
So if you
mhm.
love somebody and you want to, compare with Rab or God, I will say it's very difficult to find that kind of love. But if you find some more respect, then you will find love. What I always believe, that respect the person as the gesture, what are they doing, what's their lifestyle, what is their faith, accept it. Then you will find every peace of mind in that relationship. And there are some examples actually in practical life. We see that the marriage has happened, even though it can be a love marriage. They are
Mhm.
going on, but then they don't find any affection, they don't find any love. Then I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of love is it. Then if you find that where there is no point just staying with that person, but inside you don't love that person, so that means you're not
Okay.
showing respect. Find out
Okay.
what's the reason. Go according. You can have some counseling sessions why we're not having the proper mental connection. But again, in the other hand also, we see some arranged marriage and they're madly in love. So only Uparwala knows when you will get connected to the right person. So it's best we believe on the upper person. Whichever clicks in, you go ahead. You will find your true love.
I actually love what you said, Sharmina, that when people don't love each other anymore, then they should not be living with each other anymore. So it's that how much higher of a level of love do you consider it should be. And there are some people who get married, don't even know each other, but they grow love to each other, and it becomes such a beautiful, phenomenal love. Miss Ambrina is keep saying that in this world there is no more true love. So that's what she was saying. Uh, that was her comment. Mr. Devdas is back saying that in Christianity it is the ultimate to love Jesus. In Islam, you must love Prophet Muhammad more than anybody else. So I think that was the answer to the previous question, that where we were talking about that it's kufr. So I guess it's very controversial to me, uh, and but not political.
In my personal opinion, we've been fighting with religion, politics on an overall basis for most of our lives. And all different religions, when they came in time, they were changed from religion in the shadow of the politics, and it got corrupted with many different forms. But there was love there. But do remember, love has a very one dark side. It can change into hate very fast, which we have not mentioned. I didn't want to mention this part
Mhm.
because it's a very emotional state of mind in a very positive and a sacrificing manner. Right there, it can turn into the other way, which is the hate. And this is the sad part. You have to know that's where the love has evolved into a completely darker side. This is why we need to keep ourselves balanced with religion or with our faith. Faith is the one that connects you with love and keeps you balanced. That's my personal experience where I have suffered a pain or loss of something and I've gone somewhere in a desolate place or something to seek solitude. And that's where you can achieve that, as my personal experience. And to avoid the hate, this is where the real state of mind of being sacrificial from yourself, like you have to sacrifice. That's where the love really gives its last state of, uh, where it reaches last stage. And that's where you have to avoid a line when it's turned into hate. A lot of people do not have the control of that, and they shift into that side, and then it becomes politics, and then it becomes religion, and then they start talking different languages. Oh, love religion is Jesus. Jesus himself said, "Love one another," when he had his all disciples all around him in front of River Jordan. That was his major, let's just say, a word that started the Christianity in the beginning. Love one another and care for each other. And same message given by prophet. But we are corrupted by politics. And we say, okay, Jesus said that, Muhammad said that, Moses said that. We have to see the common element in there. Just like in math, there is a constant when we do. A constant, if you guys remember in calculus or trigonometry, k value of the k is always same. It exactly the same thing goes with the love, is a constant aiming our within our whole lives in different stages. You have to use that to balance yourself in every state of mind. And that's what it is. After learning all the failures, this is what you use.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a different question from you, Sharmina, because Adnan gave us a very detailed answer on that. And I really appreciate that. Within the meantime, Mr. Amir Hamza said love and hate are two sides of the same coin. And I think it is so another continuity of the similar feelings. The next question is lots of people does not hate. They are either blind or find it hard to accept that someone hates them. So that sounds like a denial of reality.
Love and hate, two things, two opposite things. But
Exactly.
one thing is common in it. What it is, it's a feeling, what you feel from inside for a
Exactly.
person. Love is the good
Exactly.
option, hate is the bad option. It's you who going
Exactly.
to choose the good thing, because in every faith they teach us to pick up the good thing, not the bad thing. So why we will hate a person, why will come at that point that we will hate a person? We have to develop inside the feeling that we love everybody. There is seven type of love. If you study, there will be a seven type of love. As I said at the beginning, that first love starts when you come out from your mother's womb. That is the first love you get in this world, and that is unconditional. That is true love. Then your parents teach the faith, that is your second love. But when we grow, then we turn it in the first love to the faith, and then the parents come after. Then we choose the life partner, that is the third love. Then the fourth love comes when you have your own kids, that is the other love. Then, so different type of loves, but hate you develop by yourself. That's not a natural thing. That feelings come inside, from different point of views, different experience in life. But don't build up that feeling in you that I will hate somebody. Somebody can have different opinions, somebody can do some different act. Try to understand why they're doing it, what's their point of view, because everything has an explanation. Try to know what is it rather than hate somebody. If you can't cope, you don't manage with the same mental connection, don't hate that person, leave that person with their own life, but love and respect that person.
Okay.
What you
Well,
say, Adnan? Am I right? Is that two
You're
different
right.
things, but the same
Yeah.
comes from love? It's a feeling.
It's a feeling. It's exactly the same. One is negative, one is
That's a feeling.
positive. But there is, and I don't know
So
if you
don't
can,
let the bad feeling affect.
solution. My personal opinion, you want to change hate into love. There is a solution. It is by the love also. If somebody hates you, you have to show them affection and love, and you have to give something in the, you have to give them in something as a goodwill gesture or something, because it's actually another form of love. So in reality, love is a very powerful force. It's the only one is also the treatment for the hate. That's what I've
Why? But
realized,
you
and
can
this
conquer anything if you have few sweet words. If you have love, tiny bit, you
exactly.
can win anything. So don't build
This
up the
is
hate. Try to find
this
out
is
love. And love doesn't mean a true love. It means that you find out somebody who will also respect you. It's not only you that going to
exactly.
love somebody. That
mhm,
person also have to love you, and that will be the true love.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that is true.
not just receiving, you have to give too.
Yeah,
So, the time flew so fast, and, we're almost at the time of and ending our show. So, I really appreciate both of you giving your time. I know down here in Canada, it's almost midnight, and Sharmeen in Bangladesh, it's, early morning. I really appreciate the love you guys have towards love, to sit down and talk about it. I just want, any final words that you both have, give it to our viewers and the people would be watching this show later on. So go ahead, Sharmina. I'll let you have your last words with us.
Love, affection, faith. First, I will put faith, then love, then affection. Because faith comes first, then you find the love, then we grow into the affection. But mostly in these three words, the one thing that you have to have in any kind of relationship is the trust. You have to build up the trust first, that you trust that thing, you truly believe in that thing. If you are a nice human being, if you have your faith, if you believe in your own faith, if you can build up good feelings inside, you will always have a good, love, affection, and faith. These combines into a good human being with a good surroundings and a good, healthy lifestyle. What I say is, life is one, we are also one. Try to enjoy it. Try to enjoy it in a good way, good thinking. And all the viewers, thank you. Amber, thank you. Adnan, it was nice catching up in this
Likewise,
show with
nice.
you. Everybody, take care. Kudafis.
Thank you. Adnan, in your last words, what you want to say the message
Uh,
yours?
care for each other. That's the bottom line. Care for each other, and then the love will come automatically with that person. And be true to your heart, and never hurt someone. And that's it. Simple as that.
Okay.
Love one another.
That concludes our show for tonight. Thank you, Sharmina. I really, really appreciate you coming tonight, and Adnan. So at the end, I, want to conclude this whole thing about love is basically, having the feeling of respect, love, and have the faith towards each other. So with this, I, take permission from all of you guys and our viewers for next time to join. And thanks and have a good night. Allah Hafiz.
Good night. Allah Hafiz.
Good night.